Hi guys, welcome to another video in the How to Eve series? Yeah, series. That's a good word for it. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. Didn't know what to say, but what will you have? Here is my little farm, and there's one thing lacking from this farm, and that is soil. We need a soil box. Without soil, we are nothing. So let's start by making a box. In case you've forgotten, you add boards, and then you add a rope, and that's a wooden box, and that's going to be our soil box in the future. Now there is another location that already needs soil, and that is of course our cotton farm over here, because we left it like this, and yeah, it's not looking good, is it? So we also go back to the honey farm from last week, and as you can see, there's a little bee out. He's already got a red bud, and oh my god, we're getting honey. This is just like we wanted it. It's the second honey that this farm has yielded us so far, and as you can see, there's another little bee that just popped out. Once I have about 4 more honey, I might go and get the other flowers for the farm. Oh, and look how many bees there are. Oh, there's more honey now. Oh, and they're all sitting on the few flowers that we have. And there's more honey. Oh my god, I already have 4 honey now. 5 honey. Yeah, this one's gonna go really well. So if you have a choice between making one really big one or making a lot of really small ones, it's better to make a lot of really small ones for the amount of honey you can get in one go then. So that one's gonna give us honey too. Look at that. Dear lord, that was like 7 honey in one go? More? 8 honey in one go? That was great. I love that. Also, you guys are like, Jesse, teach me soil. I don't care about your honey farm, Jesse. You teach us honey farm every other video. Okay, sorry. Apologies, forgive me. Got sidetracked. So, you might remember from the video on sheep that we collected a lot of shit. We have a full dung bucket here. Now this dung is going to go into this wooden box, and use a shovel for that, just one. And now you have a wooden box with dung. And this is the start of the soil box. So if you are like, I don't know what to do, I forgot what Jessie said in her video, you can just open the crafting guide, how do I use, and it will show you things to do. Now it says that you can take the dung out with your shovel. You don't want to remove it, you just put it in. But then the first thing it says is add pine needles. And we do have a pine tree right above, which is with good reason. I left that one there because I knew that this tutorial was going to come up. So we will add the pine needles. You could also add a reed bundle, straw, or kindling, or flax, and that's about it. So you could also add flax, or could you add what? Do I see correctly that you can add more dung? No, you can just remove it. Okay, yeah. So we take this, and this is now the next step. And it doesn't matter which of those things you used from before, the reed or the flax or whatever. It's always going to be a dry compost box. Use one. And now there's 16 pages on things you can add. It includes oranges, wild peppers, bananas, lemons, wild onions. So a lot of wild foods can go straight in. You don't always want to do that because some of them, you might not have a lot of. Personally like adding things like oranges and lemons because if you have an orchard, you will get a lot of oranges and lemons. And I think that's like one of the easiest things to just pick and toss in. Right? But at this moment, my orchard isn't really going. So I might not use 3 lemons. You need to do 3 per time, right? But for now, I'm going to show you 1 lemon. And I'm checking here. A cucumber is also a really good thing to put in there. Because once again, you can grow it quite easily and you get a lot of it out of there. Tomatoes don't work the way you might want them to, nor does garlic or onion. Some of those things you need to chop to toss them in there. So I just think I'm going to go with orange, lemon, and cucumber. And you can do 3 oranges, 3 lemons, 3 cucumbers. Just keep it easy, right? But you put these in, 1, 2, 3, and now it's a dry compost box. Now what they want is water. Bowl of water or water with a watering can, doesn't matter. And then there is a difference. If we wait 4 minutes now, it turns into a composted soil box. But we can also add a worm to it. And I want to do that. I want to add a worm to it. I have some worms somewhere here. Let's add a worm to this box. There's a reason I do this. If you put a worm, you see that it only takes 2 minutes before it becomes soil. So you half the time it needs to become soil. And you will have worms on top. And not just one worm, you'll grow more worms this way. So this is basically how to get more worms. And worms are used in fishing. Watch my video, Fishing 101, in case you want to know more about fishing. We don't do it in this tutorial series because we don't have any water nearby. And, well, I have a perfectly good video on it already. So fishing is something you would need those worms for. So making a compost box like this is perfect. Let's take another worm with us. I'm also gonna take a mushroom with me. I don't know if I can put... I think the mushrooms go in there as well, which might be good because I feel like I have too many mushrooms. And we might just fill that soil box at the bottom with mushrooms. And I forgot my shit. My literal shit. My dung box. My dung bucket. I forgot it. Here we go. Don't forget the shit, guys. Don't do as I do. Take your shit with you. Okay. I'm really having fun just saying the word shit 5 billion times this video, but that's what you get for teaching about soil and dung, right? So, as before, shovel in some dung. Then we look for a pine tree. Is there no pine tree here? There's a pine tree up there. Also, my cat is meowing quite passionately from the bedroom, so might cut this video a little shorter than I would have liked. Try compost. Put in 3 mushrooms. Yay, mushrooms work. If you feel like you have too many mushrooms, use them as well. But if you feel like you don't have enough mushrooms, don't use them, obviously. Add water, add your mushroom, wait 2 minutes, and you will have so much soil. It's gonna be amazing. Now, there are other ways to get soil besides this. Like, obviously, I taught you guys in the farming video that you can get them from these soil pits. You can dig these soil pits up, but the moment you do, you're not gonna get any mushrooms anymore. So I like to keep them like this, just empty them out once, and then just use them for the worms and the mushrooms. And that's all I do with those. But sometimes they're in the way, right? Sometimes you might be like, oh, I want to build a building here or something. And then you might want to dig that one out, and then you'll get even more soil that way. So that's another way to do it. There's also soil you can make on the floor, which starts, if I'm not mistaken, with things like straw and a carrot or something, and then you can make soil on the floor. It's not as efficient as the soil box is over here, though. Now, I can already imagine some people might be mad at me for not teaching you the other way to compost. Darn it, but I want to check on my cat, too. Can't do everything at the same time. I'm like, what do I do? Also, I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat honey. Yep, that's right. You just saw me eat honey, because yum. Yeah. Do I teach you guys the other way to make compost? We could do it. We can do it. Okay. Fine. We'll do it once. I'm doing this for you guys. So I think you can do it with reeds as well. If you toss reeds on the floor. Oh my god, there's 19 uses for this. Oh, and you immediately start with whatever you would use to compost it with, right? So you could once again start with the mushrooms or whatever. Which I might do, since we do have quite a few mushrooms and I don't eat them that much. And I do pick them every single time I see them, so that's that. And you only need 1 apparently, and then it's dry. Okay, so this is not as bad as... it doesn't use as many as this box, but it also doesn't give as much soil as the other one. So now that it's like this, you just add water. And once again, you can add a worm to this one too. You must add worms to this one too. This one doesn't work without worms. This one does. But you'll wait 4 minutes. This one does not. And then you need to wait 8 minutes. So this one takes way longer to get your soil. Also, I don't think I mentioned it verbally, but you did see how this soil box just gave us 4 worms, didn't you? And I just tossed them on the floor in automation. But look, we got a bunch of soil now, and I can just use this soil directly on the hardened rows. This is something I haven't taught you before, because you guys did not know how to make soil yourself. And I feel like this is a waste of soil if you don't have soil boxes yet, and if you don't have a shit bucket and things like that. But in this case, you can just fix your soil like that. You don't need to. You can just fix it the old-fashioned way as well. I will probably mostly do this, but at this moment I don't have a hoe. Darn it, grumble, mumble. So I might actually do this, yeah. And then once that bottom soil pile is ready, I might use that soil to put it on the top one. Once this one has grown in 8 minutes, I think it also removes the worm. It doesn't give you a new worm. It's just soil. So this one eats worms. If you have a town with too many worms, you might say, I'm gonna make a lot of these. But personally, I'm like, yeah, but you're worms. You need these for fishing. Don't use them on soil. So I'm a bigger fan of this one. But there are people who really like this one more. So, you know, who's wrong, who's right? I'm obviously right. We all know this. But, you know, you can't tell that to people's faces or they'll be mad at you. So, but yeah, I think soil boxes like this are way better. Anyway, hope you guys agree. If not, leave a message in the comments what you think is the best way to make soil. And I'll see you next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.